Hey, my Legion, how you doing today? Sometimes I do videos about my past, or food related items from the past. I did stuff about like going to Red Barn and Ponderosa. We went to Ponderosa in the late '90s too, because it was around till 90 or two or whatever. But like Red Barn and Burger Chef in the '80s, and how much we love those places. Yeah, I wanted to try another food related thing, but it was something that was like it was kind of like a fundraiser type thing for churches too. But I mean, it was like it was called Angel Food Ministries. Now I had to ask my sister, 'cause I couldn't remember. I wanted to do a video about it because I was bringing it back up, and I couldn't remember what the heck it was called. I had my sister; she said Angel Food Ministries, and basically my history with that stuff was like in the late '90s. My sister was living somewhere else. Well, she's been living there for somewhere else with and she was telling me there's this great thing that they have their church called Angel Food Ministries, and she said, basically you just bring a box. I mean, you pay ahead of time. You're like $20. They give you a menu first of all to look see what they have, and you put on their mailing list. So they'll send you a menu if you're interested. They have like certain times you can pay, and it's like $20, and then like 2 or 3 weeks later, which I think 2 weeks later, uh, you get you bring a box in, and they distribute the food. And now with us, it was at like a place called Church of Nazarene. I never driven before or anything like that. Yeah, I mean, it took a well. My sister told me about it, like 4 or 5 months later. We had it in my area, and like I said, I asked me. I can't remember how it started, or like we went there. I can't remember. It was such a long time ago. And like I said, I talked to the one guy Clay, and he was saying talking about it too. He said he was interested in doing it too. It was just like a place where anyone can join as long as you have the money and stuff. And like 20 by, and it was like a thing for started by this one founder about like in these hard times, they have like it's like a food. I mean, I talked to Dee Dee. Dee Dee said like a food pantry type thing. Well, they had certain items on the menu, right? And she said she remembers. I don't know if she still has it. And I asked, 'cause I thought they stopped doing it completely because I saw like there's a video of the fall of Angel Food Ministries that was done like I don't know 6, 7 years ago. But Angel loved killer whales. I talked to her in a live, and she said they have like three of them. So maybe they still have them. I didn't know about it. Not in my area because I haven't heard about it in years. But I mean, when they did have it, it was like 20 bucks, and they give you a decent amount. It was a big box that I used the number two box, and the box would be pretty much full, not super heavy though. I remember on the day of the distribution, went there, cops everywhere trying to direct traffic. There was like a lot of people there. It was like from like 10 to 12 or 10 to 2 or something like that. I can't remember the hours or like 10 to 6 or something like that to give people on a Saturday. And I mean, I thought it was a great value. My dad would always bitch and complain, and I was the one that was paying for it. He'd complain, I ain't eating that, I ain't eating that. Yeah, what do you want? And he said, you're just being cheap and doing something like that. Cheap. And it's like, well, you ain't paying for it. I'm paying for it. I mean, why can't I have a break? Because I was responsible for the grocery shop. I mean, I was like a way that they have a lot of neat items there. They had a lot of dry items, and like the first time I ever got shelf stable milk, they had that there. And then I found they started having way too much chicken, and people were saying like we're tired of getting chicken. They wanted more beef products. I mean, that was the biggest complaint they would give away too. But I mean, that was like later on, like 3, 4 months into it. I remember we did it for a year or two. And then after that, I just did it off and on and stuff. I remember the one time I got manicotti. And that was the thing that John sent over. I only tried the one thing when he's for Saginaw manicotti. I had manicotti in there too. It said you have to cook it in the oven. I was gonna put it in the steel. I had an idea of putting it in the stainless steel pan we had, and my dad was yelling and screaming and stuff like that about making stuff, and then he's like, "This thing ain't good, it's bland, it's bland, it's bland." Don't eat it then. And basically, I mean, I was doing it for a while. I still would have been doing it for a lot longer, but my dad was just complaining, whining, and complaining all the time. It's like I can't deal with this. It was always like that. But I mean, if you have, and after that, I mean, I just kind of say I just forgot about it. We just didn't do it. But I mean, I did call them up and I asked if they extend the menu a few times. Other times, and then they have like these boxes or add-ons, and we never got add-ons. No, just spend the $20. That's it. That's it. But there's some add-ons I probably would have got. I don't know. But this was back in the late '90s. If you could get a big box of stuff for like $20, that would probably be good for like a week's work, week or something like that. That's fine. I thought it was a great idea. I guess the guy who was in charge of it got in trouble with the FBI or something. There's a video about that, and they have the FBI paper and stuff. But Andrew Love's Killer Whale said they still have it. It still goes on. So I mean, if you have any stories about Angel Food Ministries, or if you ever been to Angel Food Ministries thing or anything like that, I mean, it's just like a thing, like just a way to help save money. It's like I can't remember the word. But I mean, just something that they offered. Well, and it was all like different types of food. Oh, and I'll tell you how they go down the line. It was like tables, right? Connected. And there's a big line of tables, and there'd be people on each section. You put the box down, and people put like a thing of like pasta go down, frozen food go down, a drink go down, or like dried pinto beans. That's the one thing my sister never used because they gave out a lot of dried beans. Like once a month, you'd get a thing of dried beans, and we used them for stuff. I said I hate them. So yeah, I always had a big a big thing of them in her pantry. I mean, pretty much so. I mean, it was a good thing, and then we just kind of lost interest in it. Like, but I mean, well, that and Dad kept constantly complaining, but we did for like a year or two, and Dad was like didn't want to do it anymore. He's just saying you're just being cheap, trying to save some money. At the time, and times were tough. There's nothing wrong. I mean, if you can get like stuff discounted, if it's a program and stuff like that to help, you know. But I mean, it was $20, for once a month. And then like a big thing, you go down there and then you leave. But I mean, there was a lot of cops there just trying to keep just directing traffic. Or it was something else. But I do remember Info Ministries. If you have any stories about it, let me know in the comments. That's kind of interesting. I'm interested about that. 'Cause I didn't even think about this. And all of a sudden, it started coming back to me. It's like, oh, what the heck was that called? I couldn't remember what it was called. I didn't want to give the incorrect name. I just say some sponsor thing and said, I don't know. But I mean, my sister Angel Food Ministries, because I couldn't remember. She had it on, but she remembers it now. So, hope you like this video, buddy. Until next time, please always take care of my legion. And yeah, and it'd be cool. Yeah, leave me some comments about this too. All right, take care, everybody.